Hello everyone and now welcome to a game between Foggy versus JohnnyCage. Hi, how are you doing? Thanks for tuning in as we are unpacking this 1v1 matchup, Night Elf versus Human, here on Echo Isle. On the top left hand side of the map we have Foggy spotting as the yellow Night Elf. Meanwhile over here on the top right we have JohnnyCage spawning as the red Human. Human versus Night Elf in a 1v1 matchup, opening up with barracks first? Alright. Barracks first opening coming in from JohnnyCage. Are we going to be looking at a tavern hero, or are we trying to go for that indestructible paladin rifle army? This is going to be a little bit of time to unpack. I don't see a blacksmith as of yet, so it seems like it is going to be a tavern hero. And a tavern hero first against Night Elf. Normally tavern heroes are rather aggressive. We'll see what's going to be going down as I'm sure JohnnyCage must have been thinking about this particular opening and strategy to unleash against Foggy. Foggy is going for Warden first as well. A popular hero here on Echo Isle. Players going back to, the old classic maps and bringing about the old strategies once more. All right. Things are still a little bit confusing for me. Yeah, the timing on this Altar of Kings is still a bit too early. It could have delayed it a little bit longer, gotten a little bit more gold, perhaps lumber, as you don't need your Altar of Kings ready until the 2-minute 15-second mark. All right, Altar of Kings there is now ready here. Footman hanging around by the tavern and will be trying to hire up a tavern hero. I believe a Wisp is going to be scouting out this location as well. All right, Warden now making its way down. You can see a whole bunch of units now trying to make their way back. Ancient of War will be absorbing quite a bit of damage as the Warden just wanders around in a circle. We're going to see a Fan of Knives here. No, we are not. And what is this? We are going for... JohnnyCage is going for Panda first. Panda first is, rather unorthodox in the human versus night elf matchup. Panda first with militia and footmen. There's a breath of fire going across multiple units as the militia are able to then swarm in from the side. This is a strategy that he must have tried and practiced quite a bit to make sure that those militia can get to the renegade wizards quickly by pulling and away all of these rest of these kobolds. All right, level 2 already on that Panda. Hey, good morning, Metaphysics. Yeah, first day of school. That's why I actually started a little bit earlier, and hopefully I can get this game through. Panda versus Warden first in a 1v1 matchup here on Echo Isle. Quite unheard of. Drunken Brawler making it hard to hit that Brewmaster there as he does pick up a Ring of Regeneration. Ring of Regeneration will help the Brewmaster stay alive and well for a bit longer as militia are now making their way back down. We are looking at 16 workers coming in from JohnnyCage, which means that he should be ready to set up an expansion here in just a second. Meanwhile, we are looking at a rooted Ancient of War taking a little bit of damage already, trying to fight back against this 5-3-3 creep camp. Meanwhile, the Warden itself going to sell Scroll of Town Portal, pick up Boots of Speed, and a Staff of Teleportation. Warden with Blink and Fan of Knives as her abilities could really rack up a large amount of damage here. All right, there's a Blink, there's that Fan of Knives. However, the Brewmaster was the one to grab the experience, and I believe I don't know, that was a troll, so it doesn't drop an item. It was the Ogre Magi that drops the item. Panda now seeing that level 3 going, you know what? I too can harass your base with my hero here on Echo Isle. Let me show you what my bad breath can do. All right, Boots of Speed now on that Brewmaster as well. If you guys are wondering how Boots of Speed are already purchased, that was a fix or adjustment to make sure that the game didn't just turn into a battle of who can buy their Nikes faster from that merchant shop to our spawn right at the very beginning. Coming back around here, Warden still hiding. The army is now starting to show up, and this is a preemptive militia coming in from JohnnyCage, perhaps knowing that the Warden would be out and about. Another Fan of Knives taking down a couple of peasants right there, and now blocking beautiful play by Foggy, actually making it difficult for the footman to try and engage into this position by being an invisible wall. Shadow meld right there. Warden completely taking down that tower there. Meanwhile, the Panda is inside the base here trying to wreak havoc, but it seems like JohnnyCage forgot. Well, Wisps are hiding inside the Entangled Gold Mine and are not easily harassed at all. Coming back through the expansion, looks like it is about 2/3 of the way completed. And as it is 2/3 of the way done, we'll see what exactly Foggy wants to transition into, as he is already at Tree of Ages, going up against Tier 1 on the other side. Forest Troll, Shadow Priest finishing things off to the back left-hand side. Well, JohnnyCage just trying to take down peasants as much as he, or no, not peasants, wisps as much as he can, trying to do as much harassment and actual damage, but the Brewmaster is still only sitting at level 3. Coming back down here, Warden going after the peasants, and it will still making and punishing JohnnyCage for this expansion attempt while dishing out quite a bit of damage. Echo Isle, a small map. Staff of Teleportation makes it even smaller, as the Warden has been able to get mana and now finish off unit after unit fairly consistently and easily. There goes one footman there, as the Warden may need to back up. Meanwhile, down here, JohnnyCage looking to clean things up, sitting at 3.5, going up against a Warden, and the Warden does get more experience since the Warden is a solo hero, and, well, the Night Elf is at Tier 2. Still no sign of any tech upgrades for the main halls on the human side, as we are getting up lumber mills and still building up a bit more infrastructure. Panda makes its way back over, trying to perhaps finish off some of these additional buildings, or trying to find ways to deal damage, a little bit of damage onto the Warden. Warden quickly, not quite sure what item it used there. I don't think it was. Nope, it is actually Artificial Night. You just can't see the purple around the building or around the moon because of the overlay. So maybe that needs to be something that needs to be adjusted. Meanwhile, that clock is still moving, even though it is technically Artificial Night, so not quite sure what to make of that. The boost, yeah, W3 booster. Now, coming back around, Warden continuing to fight its way through here, and, well, the Warden racking up some damage here, and I believe, yeah, the Footman going to try and clear things up. Using a Moonstone often breaks this here, because it is obviously, well, is it actually getting close? Yeah, it is actually 6. All right, so the timing is exactly right there. Never mind. Brewmaster looking to clean things up on this Ancient Allure. Meanwhile, Warden going after the Footmen and all of these units over here on the bottom right. We are getting up an Arcane Vault. We should be getting up a Blacksmith somewhere, trying to train up some Riflemen, getting a little bit of range. And we should also be getting dual Ancients of Lore to try and go into Dryads and perhaps Bears. There is one Panda Bear still running around here, scouting out, taking this down, as Foggy is setting up an Ancient of Lore down to the south, so he is still going for that dual Ancient of Lore. Warden walks into this base right here, sees a whole bunch of low hit point riflemen, but will have a difficult time trying to actually get into position here. Where are the footmen trying to run off to? They had a perfectly healthy place to try and live and fight here, as the Warden is unable to squeeze inside as a peasant is working. All right, the guard towers right here. Units are still trying to make their way through. If one footman could get taken down, Warden still continuing this fight here. And a bunch of low hit point units by JohnnyCage, trying to make sure that Warden does not level up. And now JohnnyCage's Warden actually, 5 peasants surround next to 2 guard towers. Staff of Teleportation to teleport back away. Panda now looking to back up again, as the Warden now makes its way down. All right, coming back over here to the top right-hand side of the map, Panda looking to back away once more. Warden going to go ahead and heal up, has Clarity Potion, Anti-Magic Potion to shake off some of that Arcane Tower feedback, as I believe another fan of knives is in order shortly. As the Dryads and Forest Troll Berserkers are adding into this game and into this fight here, Foggy is rather low on supply, 29 compared to 35, but then again, JohnnyCage's army is actually quite a bit smaller than his opponent. JohnnyCage does sit on a large amount of gold right now. How is he going to use it? That is the ultimate question, as we're looking at still a level 3 Panda as opposed to compared to a level 4, almost a level 5 Warden. As that Panda now makes its way back out here, the Warden at level 5, that level 3 Fan of Knives is absolutely deadly, and with no arcane sanctums in sight, instead going into workshops, the spellbreakers are not going to be able to, well, nullify the effects of that Fan of Knives or ignore the effect of those Fan of Knives. Coming back through, Warden continuing to battle it up here. Archer is going to continue to try and engage. More units going to get felled here as the Panda now walks inside, continuing to play this, well, game of harassment and get to level 4. All right, so the Panda is actually doing quite a good job with harassment, but the Warden is doing it just so much better. Level 3 Fan of Knives. Finishing things off here, just like... All right, well, another Phantom Knives bringing back in. Dang it, touched the scroll wheel as the, as this Warden looking to finish things off again and again. All right. Warden continuing to battle things through once more. Guard towers continuing to poke the Dryads and that Warden back. Meanwhile, over here on the top left, Panda still continuing to play this game of, can I destroy your your wisp once more? Warden continuing to head back off to the north here. Does have the Orb of Venom. And yep, typical two base play coming in from JohnnyCage. However, army very small. Overall supply 24 over 60 against Foggy's 26 over 50. Army sizes seem to be about the same here, but it is really going to come down to who is going to play this better. Warden, well, quickly uses a potion of mana, gets back up to 360 mana here. Perhaps going to try to drink from some Moonwells. The Panda is right here as well. A Ring of Regeneration on that Panda has allowed the Panda to really stick around in this fight for quite a bit of time. Little bit of superficial damage as the unit backs away. All right, that's what that sound is. A helicopter is hovering over my house at 6:40 in the morning. All right. Brewmaster, once again, I'm out and about looking to perhaps get in some additional damage. Didn't really need the Scroll of Regeneration, perhaps needed it for all of these workers back here. Still, JohnnyCage is continuing to build this infrastructure and, well, going into siege engines. Triple siege engine strategy coming in from JohnnyCage. It will be very difficult as the Warden blinks on in, Fan of Knives, and, well, tries to finish off all of these peasants. The question is going to be, well, is it going to be is it going to be a Warden with, Avatar of Vengeance that wins the game, or is it going to be Siege Engines that wins the game here? There goes another peasant. Nope, doesn't get that kill. Gets that kill. Is going to try and get a Fan of Knives. Gets stuck. Warden is currently stuck now, trying to back away. Could try and shadow meld. Yes, does it go ahead and shadow meld in the shadows of this guard tower here? There are plenty of corpses down, trying to blink away, using the Pendant of Energy, using it drops the Avatar of Vengeance, and now going to hide as well, summoning in more spirits. Staff of Teleportation. Warden going to be backing away here, as it now has to deal with siege engines back on the other side. All right, if you think siege engines are just unfun, you are probably the Night Elf player. If you think the Avatar of Vengeance is broken, then you are probably the human player, as there are 4 immune units fighting back. Militia trying to fight back here, but the militia are just turning into spirits of vengeance to engage and deal more damage too. What cheap strategy is going to win? The siege engines going up against these Moonwells, or is it going to be the Avatar of Vengeance taking with the Invincible Army taking down some of these buildings? All right, back down to the south here. There is still no mining. Expansion is mining down to the south here, as the bears are trying to go after these Moonwells, but many of these Moonwells are now completely destroyed, and now the Tree of Eternity itself is taking quite a bit of damage. Coming back across here, Avatar of Vengeance needs to get some more corpses in order to summon up more. Thank you for the follow, Sour Lemonade, as another corpse could be ready to go here. The Avatar of Vengeance purposely keeping away from those guard towers. Siege engines now making their way over. Staff of Teleportation. Panda now back across here. Perhaps we're going to be looking at some Breath of Fire onto some of those wisps. No more repairs are in order, as 3 siege engines trying to knock down this Tree of Eternity. All right, in this reenactment of Fern Gully on Echo Isles, the siege engines seem to be doing their job, and the Panda still just wandering around here. Panda continuing to fight around in the backside. Are we going to see all of the buildings destroyed as the siege engines now roll their way down to the south? Avatar of Vengeance still destroying the base of JohnnyCage, but it is still one base mining as more siege engines are getting trained up. Back across here, siege engines attacking the Ancients of Lore. Meanwhile, units making their way back down. 25 supply over 20. Foggy is going to be revealed. Avatar remake, yeah. Anyways, as the siege engine now making their way to the bottom right. Yo, this casting is pretty legit. Thank you very much. Back over here to the top right-hand side of the map, Avatar of Vengeance still doing a great job clearing down this castle with these Spirit of Vengeances. Timing on that Avatar of Vengeance, about 30 seconds left. Meanwhile, on the top left here, Foggy actually getting cheesed by these mass siege engines, as if it does turn into a base race, having more buildings definitely helps. Warden wanders all the way to the bottom right-hand side of the map and then says, you know what, no, I'd rather be up to the top anyways, as the Avatar of Vengeance is going to be coming to an end. Avatar of Vengeance should perhaps not be casting any more Spirit of Vengeances, as it will be coming to an end, and the Warden may just cast up a new one here in just a moment. There we go. Are we going to see it? Wait for it. There it goes. Cast a new one, and then just trains up some more Spirit of Vengeances once more. So Foggy very much on top of things there. Meanwhile, back down to the south side here, simply too many guard towers for this to be easily taken down. Siege engines going after the Ancients of Lore, and in this reenactment of Fern Gully, the trees themselves are trying to hide themselves in the trees, but unable to do so. All right. Oh! Foggy holding the door to this Ancient of War with a Druid of the Claw and a Dryad. Panda Bear now trying to show up here to try and take down this Druid of the Claw, as the weakness here is that the Siege Engine actually engaging against the Ancient of War right now. That's not where it needs to be, as the Panda continuing that fight. Breath of Fire now blowing things over. Ancient of Lore trying to, well, go into the trees and hide here. The siege engines are trying to do a little bit of chasing, but there just doesn't seem to be enough room, as one siege engine could get taken down. Meanwhile, Dryads are continuing this fight. Avatar of Vengeance looking to take things down, as well as the Panda and the Warden continuing to battle things up. All right, siege engine finally getting within range on that Ancient of War, will be able to do a bit more damage, as the bear is unable to get in a position there. Siege engine trying to go back the other way, just not enough range. All right. So far, though, Avatar of Vengeance still looking to take down this farm, could take down the castle as well. Panda still wandering around, taking on the castle, although it may not look like much, would actually limit the items from the Arcane Vault, including potions of healing. So taking down the taking down that castle would have been a very big deal indeed, preventing that Panda from being saved. Warden continuing to fight, perhaps trying to finish things off, is going to try and Staff of Teleportation back out, as there's just not many buildings left. One Ancient of Lore here, nothing off over here. Is this the last Ancient of Lore? I do believe so. One bear holding that position, making it difficult to get to, as the Panda now trying to retreat back. All right, at this point and stage in the game, I would actually suggest to JohnnyCage, if he ever watches this for a replay, grab a Blood Mage. Blood Mage, use Flame Strike, clear out these forests in order to get your siege engines and within melee range much more easily. That would be a beautiful play indeed. We'll see if JohnnyCage realizes that before the castle gets taken down. If the castle gets taken down, cannot hire up a second hero, as the Panda finishes off a Dryad. Brewmaster now still trying to make its way back around. We are looking at still another 10 minutes of mining from that gold mine. Still plenty of time, as the Brewmaster with the Ring of Regeneration still holding on to his life ever so barely. Siege engines with one building left, hiding in the corner, unable to do very much. Staff of Teleportation is on that Brewmaster. He does want to heal back up. Perhaps he's going to try and grab a Forest Troll Shadow Priest to speed up his heal time recovery, as a Dryad is right there. Forest Troll Berserker, no, nothing getting hired there, as the Dryad now trying to run away from that Panda. Panda with Boots of Speed could rack up quite a bit of damage. All right, trying to finish off that last Dryad. Healing, however, now has come to an end. No Flame Strike, no Blood Mage is in order. Meanwhile, the Siege Engines Mortar teams clearing up the trees is pretty much the same exact strategy as the Warden now coming through and will be able to go in here. All right, Flames, Blink going after the Mortar team now as the Siege Engine is going to try to get in. But what is this? Foggy has found another position to try and protect itself. One bear holding off against all of these Siege Engines here. 42 supply compared to 14, and that is just working out better than I believe Foggy could believe. Coming back through, one Siege Engine getting trapped in the corner. Warden now sitting at level 8. Shadow Strike is now going to start to be on the table as the Panda is invisible, now making its rounds over. 38 supply compared to 13 supply now, as the Panda going to be getting into position, trying to wander on in. Potion of Lesser Invulnerability isn't going to be able to get that necessary damage. Going to finish off that Dryad. Dryad has nowhere to go. Nope. Prancing around, able to get away quick enough. Dryad able to outrun the Panda, even though the Panda does have Boots of Speed. A little bit more movement. Nope, not going to make it. All right. Just trying to finish off this last Dryad here. Warden is going to show up, get in the way, get a Breath of Fire onto the Warden, and they're going to, exchange blows. Who actually does more damage? Panda does have a Ring of Regeneration, so it has a bit better recovery, but we are finally going into Nightfall here as the, Panda now going to get taken down. There's a Breath of Fire, and it blinks away in a time. Meanwhile, that bear is just going to go into Druid form. And then get a rejuvenation onto the Warden. Rejuvenation onto the Warden in that quick exchange there. And still, that bear is holding off the attacks. Mortar teams, Flame Strike, something to try and clear up those trees and get into position. The Siege Engines, the bear is a protester, not allowing the trees to be destroyed. Warden making its way back around here, over here to the left side. Dryad still trying to poke damage at all of these Siege Engines again and again. Panda gonna engage, perhaps try and take down this Dryad. Dryad is in a little bit of trouble. Mortar teams are now making their way back over to try and clear things up, and the Warden is gonna try and go after those Mortar teams. Mortar teams should not be so close together. They're gonna be vulnerable to Fan of Knives just like that. All right, finishing off more units. Mortar team trying to clear the trees. Does clear off one tree, but is it gonna be enough? Does clear off another tree, and now trying to position through once more, unable to do exactly that, as the Mortar team is just continuing to get into position again and again. Bear, Siege Engine finally getting up against that Ancient of Lore. Ancient of Lore now being forced to fight back here, and this could be this is the end. Taking down this Ancient of Lore after all this time. That Ancient of Lore trying to hide itself in the corner while having the Avatar of Vengeance do its thing. And that is going to be the end of that. Nope. A new Tree of Life is being rebuilt. Foggy trying to rebuild a Tree of Life here off to the north. And now they have to go ahead and try and fire on from the Panda onto the bear, as we are now down to 6 supply for Foggy. All right. The numbers are not quite right. We are looking at a 4 supply army, even though there is a Warden out on the field. Not quite sure how the calculation works, but the Warden now going after that unit here. Canceling of this building not going to work, as Foggy throws in the towel and gives the GG. Great matchup here between Foggy and JohnnyCage. JohnnyCage playing non-traditional matchups, or non-traditional style, and being able to come out ahead. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below.